Hello beautiful souls, this is Michaela from Shine Your Light Brightly 1111. Welcome to my channel or welcome back. And today we go into another episode of my series Spiritual Knowledge and Tools, and today we will talk about the dark night of the soul. With that said, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that, and let's dive in. Have you ever felt lost or in a dark place? This is not a rhetorical question, but an invitation to explore an experience that many of us face at some point in our lives. Today, we delve into a profound concept known as the dark night of the soul. This is more than just a metaphor for a tough time. It's a deep spiritual journey that can shake us to our core. In the next few minutes, we'll explore what it is, why you might be experiencing it, how to recognize it, and how to navigate through it. This is not a journey to shy away from or to feel ashamed about. In fact, it can be a catalyst for profound transformation and enlightenment. Remember, feeling lost or in a dark place is not uncommon. It's part of the human experience. You're not alone in feeling this way, and there's a name for it: the dark night of the soul. It sounds ominous, doesn't it? And indeed it can be. But it's also an incredibly profound and transformational journey that we're about to delve into. The term the dark night of the soul originates from a poem written by the 16th century Spanish mystic and poet Saint John of the Cross. It's not about literal darkness, but rather psychological and spiritual darkness. It's a metaphor for a phase in one's spiritual journey marked by feelings of desolation, loss, and uncertainty. Imagine, if you will, wandering through a dark forest at night, unsure of the path ahead. That's the dark night of the soul. It's a period of spiritual dryness where the comfort of old beliefs is stripped away and one is left questioning everything they once held as true. It's not a punishment, but rather a purification process, a spiritual detox of sorts. On a personal level, it can feel like you're lost, alone, disconnected from everything and everyone, including yourself. You might experience deep sadness, confusion, and a sense of being stuck. But here's the thing, it's not a sign that something is wrong with you. Quite the contrary, it's a sign that you are on the threshold of significant personal and spiritual growth. This journey can be triggered by a variety of life circumstances: a significant loss, a life-altering experience, or a deep dissatisfaction with life as you know it. And while it can be deeply challenging, it's a transformative process that leads to profound self-discovery and spiritual awakening. The dark night of the soul is a journey. It's about traversing through the wilderness of your own fears, doubts, and illusions to find your true self. It's about shedding old restrictive beliefs and making way for new liberating insights. So remember, even in the darkest of nights, stars still shine. Likewise, even in the midst of the dark night of the soul, your inner light remains, guiding you towards a deeper understanding of yourself and your place in the universe. It's a journey through darkness to find the light within. So, why might someone experience this dark night of the soul, you may ask? This profound spiritual journey often stems from a myriad of circumstances, each as unique as the individual experiencing it. One common trigger is a spiritual awakening. When a person begins to question their beliefs, their place in the universe, and the nature of existence itself, it can lead to a deep sense of unease. This questioning often opens the door to the dark night of the soul, a time of introspection and discovery. It's as if you've been walking through life with a blindfold on, and suddenly the blindfold is removed. Everything is brighter, more intense, and it can be overwhelming. I've talked about this in another video. Another common catalyst is personal loss. The death of a loved one, the end of a relationship, or the loss of a job can shake us to our core. We may find ourselves questioning everything we thought we knew about life, love, and ourselves. This intense grief and confusion can be the spark that ignites the dark night of the soul. And then there is existential crisis. This is when we confront our morality, the impermanence of life, and the insignificance of our existence. In the grand scheme of things, this crisis can be triggered by a significant life event, or it can come out of nowhere. It's a jarring realization that can plunge us into the dark night of the soul. But here's the important thing to remember. The dark night is not a punishment. It's not a sign that you've done something wrong or that you're failing in some way. Quite the contrary, it's a process of transformation. It's the cocoon stage in the life of a butterfly. It's uncomfortable, it's confusing, and it's dark, but it's also necessary. Without this phase, there can be no growth, no evolution, no emergence into a new and brighter existence. So if you find yourself in the midst of this darkness, take heart. You're not alone. You are not lost. You're simply on a journey of transformation. But how do you know if you are experiencing the dark night of the soul? Well, it's not as if a neon sign will flash above your head reading "Dark Night in Progress." It's a deeply personal and intimate experience, one that leaves its mark on the soul and the self. But there are common threads that weave their way through many of these experiences, signs and sensations that may suggest you are navigating this shadowy passage. One of the most prominent signs is a feeling of being lost. You may feel as though you're adrift in a vast, uncharted sea with no compass to guide you. You could be surrounded by family, friends, or colleagues and yet feel utterly alone. It's as if you've been severed from the familiar with no clear path back to what you once knew. Then there is a sense of disconnection. You might feel detached from the things that once brought you joy or satisfaction. Your hobbies, your work, your relationships all might seem hollow, devoid of the meaning they once held. It's like watching a movie you've seen 100 times before and realizing you no longer remember why you even loved it. Perhaps one of the most significant signs is a deep longing for something more. You might not be able to put a name on this yearning, but it's there, like a silent whisper in the depths of your heart. You yearn for something beyond the mundane, a sense of purpose, a connection to something greater, a profound understanding of yourself and the universe. It's important to remember that these signs are not definite proof. They're more like breadcrumbs on the trail, clues that might suggest you're on this journey. The dark night of the soul is a deeply personal voyage, unique to each individual who experiences it. But if you find yourself nodding along to these signs, feeling as though they reflect your own experience, then perhaps you're on this path. It's a challenging journey, but how can you navigate through it? As we delve into this, remember that the dark night of the soul is not a one-size-fits-all experience. Each journey is as unique as you are. First advice, don't hesitate to seek support. You're not alone in this, even if it may feel that way. Reach out to trusted friends, family, or a spiritual guide. Sometimes simply sharing your feelings can lift a portion of the weight off your shoulders. You might consider seeking professional help as well, like a counselor or a therapist who can provide tools and techniques to navigate this challenging period. The practice of mindfulness can also be a powerful ally. It's about being present in the moment, observing your feelings without judgment. It's not about pushing away the darkness, but rather acknowledging it, understanding it. Try incorporating meditation or deep breathing exercises into your daily routine. These can help you become more aware of your emotions and thoughts, and over time you may find that you're no longer swept away by them, but can observe them from a place of calm. Cultivating patience and understanding towards oneself is another crucial aspect. Remember, it's okay to feel the way you do. It's okay to not have all the answers. This is a process of discovery, of finding your own truth. It's important to be gentle with yourself, to treat yourself with the same kindness and compassion you would extend to a dear friend. Lastly, remember to take care of your physical health as well. Regular exercises, a balanced diet, and enough sleep can significantly influence your emotional well-being. And remember, there's no need to rush. This journey is not a competition. It's about growth, understanding, and transformation. So take your time, move at your own pace. You're not on anyone's timeline but your own. Embrace the journey with all its ups and downs, and trust that every step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to the dawn. What happens when you come out of the dark night of the soul? Picture the dawning of a new day following the darkest night. You emerge with a heightened sense of self-awareness, a profound spiritual growth, and a deeper understanding of your life's purpose. This journey, though troublesome, is a catalyst for change, sparking a metamorphosis from the ashes of despair. Like a phoenix rising, you experience a spiritual rebirth, a transformation. So, we've journeyed through the dark night of the soul together. We've explored its meaning, why it occurs, how to recognize it, and ways to navigate through it. It's a profound journey, one that shapes us, refines us, and ultimately strengthens us. It's essential to comprehend and accept this journey, for it's a part of our spiritual evolution. So embrace it. There's a transformative power in the dark night. Remember, even in the darkest night, there's always a light waiting to be found. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the dark night of the soul, and I would love to hear your experiences in the comments below. Have you been through a dark night of your soul? How did you navigate it? Your story might be the beacon someone else needs in their journey. I'm also eager to hear if there are other topics you would like me to explore in future videos. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Your support means the world to me. Until we meet again, stay safe, keep growing fearlessly, and remember, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Bye for now.